Good morning, everybody. Friends, family, fans, and finish line focused, fantastically fine folks. How do you all do? Hopefully you can hear me okay. I'm walking on gravel. I'm going to pan real slowly so you can see what's going on, but we are not on the Appalachian Trail today. Thank goodness. I needed a wee bit of a break. But instead, we are at the Harpers Ferry, I guess it's called National Park or War, I don't know what it's called. We're in a big park. We paid $10. We got to go into this park, and let's see, I'll keep turning this way. Anyway, they take you on a bus around and show you all the different historical sites of Harpers Ferry, including downtown, which is where we were going to head anyway. But also, right now, I'm up on Bolivar Heights, which was instrumental in the Civil War. The Federals held this heights here, and the Confederates were surrounded them on all these mountains and stuff. And Stonewall Jackson's troops were off here. I'm not even sure what direction that is. I think that's south. Anyway, really an interesting history. There's some earthworks over there that you can still see from where the Federals had dug those earthworks for defending this position. Anyway, this was the largest surrender in the whole Civil War. 12,700 Union troops surrendered here. And then the Confederates left after the surrender. So they took it but didn't claim it. And then the Federals reclaimed it. And then, anyway, it changed hands 8 times here. So there's a lot going on. We're going to check this whole thing out. And I'm the tourist today. So that's what I'm up to. And we're reading some placards now. All right. Well, anyway, like I said, hopefully you guys are having a good day. Thanks for coming along. Back here at this neat looking spot, whatever this is called. I'm back here again. It is still Friday afternoon. It's 3 o'clock. And we have had a fun day as a family. So we, let's see, what did we do this morning? We had breakfast at the KOA campground. They have free pancakes, but you have to buy sausage or coffee, which I did both. And then we got on that, we drove over to that national park, or the Harpers Ferry Park, whatever, and took that tour and got to see some sights and check things out. And so that was neat. Gabe got his fix on Civil War battlefield stuff, so we got to see all of that. And let's see, went downtown Harpers Ferry. We sorry, I didn't really think a lot about what I was going to say before I turned on the camera. But anyway, so we ate lunch down there. The kids got to go to this, like, a family tent where the people working taught them about how to be a Civil War soldier, taught them about how to milk a cow. They learned all about the rifles that the soldiers used. It was super, super neat, and the kids are so excited. They just had a blast. They had a coloring, like a chalkboard, and like games, like old style games that kids would have played back in the Civil War era. So it was really neat. The kids had a blast. We all had fun. We had a great lunch at some little diner, cafe type place downtown Harpers Ferry. So it's super scenic, super historic. Nothing is updated. Everything looks like it, did a long time ago. And so there's very little parking. But it's a real neat place. I think I'm headed to the trail. Anyhow, so we went to the outfitter down there. My feet have been hurting me. My toes have been blistering. I've been having just problems after problems, on and off. And sometimes it'll get better, and then they'll get worse, and back and forth. You guys have heard me belly aching and complaining about my poor piggies. And so I wanted to go to the outfitter and check out some trail runners, and possibly different. Just check stuff out, see what was going on. I wanted to try a different pair of, hang on one second. Appalachian Trail Visitors Center, yep. Harpers Ferry, okay. I think this is the AT. I'm gonna double check down here, make sure there's a blaze. But anyway, all right, so they didn't have my size in a different model of oboes shoes. And they were too narrow, as I guessed. They had a 13, but not a 13 wide. So I wanted to try these Ultra Lone Peak trail running shoes. Yep, there we go. There's the first blaze of the day. Kaboom! Blowing that thing up. So yesterday when I got off the trail, right there, there's actually 0.9 to Maryland, 0.6 into and through like Harpers Ferry, and so I'm doing that today. Halo just dropped me off, and I'm gonna hike that right now real quick. Anyway, so the outfitter didn't have my size in the Ultra Lone Peak shoes either. She had a 14, and which was too big. So we called a local running store in like the next town over, and they had my size. And so right now today, I'm taking my first steps on the Appalachian Trail with my brand new Ultra shoes, Ultra Lone Peaks. Now they're super popular on the trail, like lots and lots of people wear these. So I know that they've done a lot of people, they love them. I know they've done well for a lot of people. So I go to this store, and in the running store, they don't even sell insoles like the green super feet, or you know what, I'm gonna snug this left shoe up a little bit. So let me pause it and I will come right back. Hang on. We're snugged up and running. So, oh cool, look at this little bridge thing that you can step out on. Woohoo, yay. Tell you what, with these shoes I can feel the ground more for sure, and I feel like I can step out there and I have more control over my over my destiny. Anyway, all right, so in this store they don't even sell insoles. They want people to run and or hike in more minimalistic type shoes. So the polar opposite of Jeff at Mount Rogers, literally opposite end of the spectrum. So Jeff said, you know, you need a shoe with structure, you need support, you need to hold that foot up, hold that arch up to keep your toes from, from like rubbing around. And that worked. Remember those first couple of weeks afterwards, boy, my feet healed up. Everything went really well for a few hundred miles. But then they started, like, stuff started going bad again, and then my shoes wore out. And then the insoles, I guess, wore out, etc. So anyway, it just caused, I just basically had problems ever since, to some degree or another. And so, all right, so these people say you need to have like 0 drop in your shoe. If you're a runner, you know what I'm talking about. So most shoes have a raised heel and it leans you forward. These people say you want the 0 drop, you don't want that, any higher heel. They say you want your foot to be able to like splay out in a natural way so that it strengthens itself. It's a built-in shock absorber, all this stuff. It's basically the polar opposite. And I know some people have success both ways. So I think both in their own right definitely have merits. But long story short, my feet just hurt in the mornings, hurt all day, hurt at night for sure, but they hurt in the mornings, mainly like blisters and raw spots and rough spots and whatever. I tend to walk on the pads of my feet and I clench with my toes too much. And so I'm trying these Ultra Lone Peak 0 drop shoes because it'll set me back on my heels more, and hopefully I get off the pads of my foot. And they both, they have arguments as to why that's good and better for your form and your structure and, all this stuff. And so anyway, but long story short, I'm trying it. I was ready to do something. And these are lighter for sure, way more breathable. And so for the heat and for the next probably couple hundred miles, I don't think it's too like terrible rocky or whatever. I probably wouldn't want to do this in the heaviest rocks in Pennsylvania, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm purposefully stepping on like everything I can step on to test these and see how they go. Now, what I did for insoles, these shoes come with basically just a tiny, flimsy, little foam, just nothing, like the size of just a piece of cardboard, or thickness of like a thin, almost like anyway, very thin, little foam, nothing insole. And here I've had these super hard, aggressive green super feet, and then I've had those soles that are like the same thing, just with more cushion in them. So I took those out, And I tried them and they fit and they would work. But I'm trying a combination or a cross between what Ultra came with factory and with what I've been in. And that is the insoles from my Oboz shoes. The one that Oboz comes with factory, which is like a nice little insole. It's not super hard or super aggressive, but it's a very good quality one. And so it's a good cross between the two. So that's what I'm wearing right now. I'm super excited about my own little combination of, you know, shoes and insoles. I'm super excited about that. And so right now, as you can see, the trail is just, you know, it's a cakewalk right now. There's no rocks, there's no, you know, very few roots. It's wide and level. It's a good trail right now, and I don't have a backpack on. But at least it's going to be most of a mile to let me at least feel, you know, feel the ground and see how they're going before I try with a pack over longer distances. Tomorrow I'm going to have a lighter load in my pack because Halo and the kids are going to set up a base camp about 17 miles up the trail. So I'm going to be able to do a little bit of a, not a slack pack, but a lighter load. And I may carry my old shoes with me just as in case, depending on how things go today. Because there's possible problems with zero drop shoes in that your calves can ache and be sore because you're lengthening them out in ways that you didn't with raised heel shoes. Anyway, hopefully some of this makes sense and isn't too boring to those of you that aren't into hiking and all that. Those of you that are trail runners and hikers know exactly what I'm talking about, or maybe you can learn a little bit. These are all different considerations. Now, these Ultra Lone Peaks do have a rock plate in them, so they protect your feet from rocks. Plus, the insole helps with that. You know, the insole is fairly stiff and has some kind of built-in protection also. But they have a toe guard, and they have a very wide forefront to the foot, so your toes can kind of do what they want. Anyway, all right. So don't worry about me, and I'm not gonna like send home my Oboz, and I'll probably do more rugged terrain, or who knows what I'll end up doing. I have no idea right now. But I am taking my first steps in them, and it sure feels good to get out of that kind of hard shoe. These things feel like slippers, you know, but yet they're protecting me from the rocks. See, I'm stepping on roots and rocks, and can barely feel it. So yay! All right, hopefully maybe this is a combination that will work, because I was kind of down about my feet. I was kind of bummed at how much my feet hurt, wishing that they didn't. For sure. Man, these things feel like slippers. They feel like camp shoes or whatever. Amazing. So today is brutally hot, 90 degrees plus. It was very sunny, but there is a great breeze, and that breeze is wonderful. Poor Pristine was getting awfully hot downtown there, and she was kind of ready to go back. So we headed back, and so they dropped the kids off so they could go swim at the pool, while Halo and I went to the running shoe store. All right, I think I go this way. I don't see any blazes, so I'm not sure, but I'm going to guess it's this direction. All right, thanks for coming along, and we will talk to y'all soon. So cool. So I just did the Appalachian Trail down here to the river. I went underneath the railroad bridge, and here I am looking over. Well, this might be the James. Yeah, James River. I'm not sure. Shenandoah and the James come together here, and I'm not sure. Anyway, this is one of them. I'll find out in a minute. This is gorgeous. So neat. And the quick report on the shoes is they're doing awesome. They should, I guess, for only a few steps, you know, very short distance. They feel great. They feel so light and airy and whatever. Excellent. I'm so happy at the moment. We'll see how they go with a load. Anyway, beautiful. This might be the actual convergence of the two. Or no, Potomac. It's Potomac and Shenandoah. Yeah, and it continues as the Potomac. This must be the convergence, where the two come together. Awesome. And that's the Appalachian Trail, goes across that bridge, and that is Maryland right there. Be there tomorrow.